What's up, hot shot, Mr. Lacrosse?
Just tossing the ball a little bit.
Really? Can you handle the weight of that stick?
Yeah.
It's a little heavy.
What?
A little heavy, even with the ball in it too?
Jeff, I can shoot this over 90. Pretty sure I can handle it.
90 what?
90 miles an hour.
Oh, no way.
Oh, you don't believe me? Dude, I can hit you dead in the face right now.
You could hit anything. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
You really want to try that out?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So you think I look bad? You should see Jesse. Okay, actually, Jesse, come on out. Prove that you're okay before they think that I harmed.
No, I'm totally good.
There are no Jessies harmed in the making of this video, I promise. Guys, actually, there's some important lessons to be learned here today. Okay, number one, namely, I'm a dumbass. But this is what happens when you are a dumbass. You see all this black and blue here actually has improved quite a bit in the last few days. What we're looking at here is a result of my procrastination. So I posted pictures of me on Instagram. If you're not following already, it's @ATHLEAN-X over on Instagram of when this actually happened a few days ago. And actually, people were saying Sylvester Stallone, he must have put you as an extra in Creed 2. I only wish that was the case, guys. Instead, it was due more to my stupidity and procrastination. Because what really actually happened was, you guys have seen it over the course of the last few months. The more astute viewers are saying, Jeff, what's up with your eye? You can look at some of these clips right here like, Jeff, your eye is swollen. It looks like there's a big bump on the bottom of your lid. What the hell's going on? Are you dying? Please don't. We love your videos. It was something called a chalazion. You can go look that up. Chalazion. And what happened was, it's been there for 3 months. And it started by having some swelling on the bottom of my lid that I allowed to keep getting worse and worse and worse. It didn't really hurt me that much, but I didn't act on it. I knew I probably could have gone and just get it drained and get done and be done with it, and it would have been all over, all said and done. But instead, I kept going, and I kept training, and I kept pushing, and I kept delaying, and I kept working, and I kept not doing what I was supposed to do. And then I wound up to the point where the damn thing looked like a gigantic growth in my bottom lid that I had to go get taken care of, and it was actually starting to hurt at that point and interfere with my sleep. So I go to get it done, and I'm anticipating that they're just going to drain the thing and be done with it. So when I get there, not only are they not draining it anymore, the thing had at that point become fibrotic. The thing was now fibrous, and it was no longer drainable. They had to cut it out. So I had to go in there and get injections to the inside of my eyelid. These are all the fun things that happen when you actually wait this long. First they went to the outside of my eyelid, then to the inside of my eyelid with Novocaine, and then they went and they cut the thing out because of all the scar tissue that had formed in there. And I probably will never have a perfectly formed eyelid anymore because of that waiting. So now, is this the first time that I've been a dumbass? No, because actually, if you look at my fingers here, you can see that's happened before. So you see these two fingers? One of them, not so straight, and the other one, it has this bump, but if you look at the joint itself, it's actually really straight. Well, both of these fingers were broken. They are actually both suffered the same injury where I broke that distal bone there, I had a tendon detachment, and one of them I was fortunate enough that the first one here, to have it occur while I was catching a football on a baseball field. Long story short, one of our closers, Billy Wagner, used to throw 100 miles an hour, threw a football at me, and I just didn't position my hands right to the point to catch it. I actually had it pointed down just a bit. The football hit me right at the end of the finger, broke it, but I was fortunate enough to be in Atlanta, go right inside the clubhouse for treatment, get a splint put on that thing right away, no procrastination. At least the thing is straight now and it healed properly. This one, I was out walking my dogs, and one of them pulled on the leash, it wrapped around my finger, they went running after another dog, I broke the finger, and I did nothing about it for about a week. And then I started to put the splint on myself, and I waited, and I was never consistent, and that's what happens. The damn thing, I can't even reach in my pocket without it hooking on the side every single time I do. So the lesson here, guys, is do something about the things that bother you, right? First of all, let's go through the obvious. Maybe you don't like the current state of your fitness level. Maybe you don't like the way you look in the mirror. Maybe you've been saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off. You know what you're doing. And if you want to get results, you better start intervening, because nothing's going to change for you unless you actually change something about what you're currently doing. And that's just on the obvious level. But we kind of got to go a little bit deeper, because there's a lot of guys that write to me and they're like, Jeff, I got a great question because you're a PT. You know what you're doing. You train a lot of guys. You work with guys with injuries. How about in my particular situation, every time I lift my arm up to take a drink of water, it feels like my shoulder is going to fall out of its socket, and I hear this ripping, tearing sound. Is that normal? And is it okay if I go back to overhead pressing? Guys, if that's going on, you got a serious problem. You don't need to be asking me whether you should be training. You don't need to be asking me if you need to be doing shoulder presses. You probably need to be going to get a hands-on evaluation of what's going on to tell you what it is you're dealing with. And at that point, you can make more educated decisions. Because if you're dealing with a lot of injuries, which a lot of us do, knowing what's going on is going to be the first step so that you can determine whether or not you have a training plan from there. Now, guys, I was going to speak at the National Strength and Conditioning Association's conference this year all about this topic of training around injuries. I think it's very, very possible for people to train around injuries when you know what it is you're dealing with. But you have to do something first. Stop procrastinating. Don't use our message boards and your buddies at the gym to be diagnosing what's wrong with you. Anybody, I could tell you as a physical therapist, you better get somebody who is willing to see you in person to diagnose what's going on rather than guess what you're dealing with online. So that being said, guys, I hope you can learn from my mistakes here and realize that we're all not perfect. I definitely make some dumbass moves, and I certainly did this. And no, if Jesse ever did that to me, that lacrosse stick would be so far up his... Anyway, guys, all of our programs over at ATHLEAN-X.com, we do train smart, we train hard, but we make sure that we do things the right way. All of them are available over at ATHLEAN-X.com. If you found the video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. If you see anything else wrong with me, other than the obvious, let me know below. I appreciate it. It will get me probably to get some help for it much faster. All right, guys, see you soon.